What's up?
Sleepy.
I hear you. I have a haircut appointment today after recording this and Breaking Geek, so
Thank
my
God you
hair
emo looking
expresses
prick.
my hair expresses my level of enthusiasm. It is too long, and I did not ask for the bangs to be crooked like that, but that's how it kind of you're right. It does kind of look. I can get that emo god awful emo Peter Parker that we
Yeah.
all unanimously hated until for some reason the last couple of years all of a sudden people were like, "Nah, man, Spider-Man 3 is a underrated work of genius." It's not. It's awful. Just like those bangs were. I'm recording, so screw it. Welcome everybody to the Daily Cup of Genre here on the Genreverse Podcast Network and YouTube channel. Give us a follow if you're listening. Give us a subscribe if you're watching, and leave some thumbs up, down. Tell us how we're doing, what we could do better, and yeah, check out lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions, things written by mostly your Genreverse Podcast Network hosts and co-hosts, and yeah, it's a great site to visit. Celebrity interviews, written reviews, articles, all sorts of really cool, fun stuff. I'm Kyle. That's Manny, and I'm tired of starting negatively, Manny. I promise I am, but Disney just makes it so easy. Did you hear about Hercules and kind of the approach the Russo brothers in their production and work with Guy Ritchie are taken to the film?
Yeah, they're gonna alienate an entire, I'd say 2 generations of audiences, because that sounds like trash.
So speaking with Variety, the headline is Disney's live action Hercules will be more experimental and inspired by TikTok, says producer Joe Russell. He talks about having a great relationship with Disney, having been built on their work over at Marvel. He compliments their willingness to stretch IP, and then goes on to say Hercules will be a little bit more experimental in tone, a little bit more experimental in execution. I think they're excited to see what we can all bring to it in a way that isn't just a reinterpretation of the animated film. He goes on to talk a bit about, Guy Ritchie being this great person, great guy, great director. And then the key part that is really just confusing the crap out of people is he says, there are questions about how you translate it as a musical. Audiences today have been trained by TikTok, right? Pfft, no. What is... That's me.
Well, I mean,
and my
they
wife
have.
and my
So
a certain group has. But what is their expectation of what that musical looks like and feels like? That can be a lot of fun and help us push the boundaries a little bit on how you execute a modern musical. So yes, absolutely. Audiences have been influenced by TikTok, but before that it was Vines, and of course before that and still to this day is YouTube, including YouTube Shorts. If that's telling me that we're gonna get shorter songs in the movie, then good, because I hate musicals. No, but it kind of goes back to something you and I had. I know you like musicals. It's okay. It goes back to something you and I had discussed before about like runtime of movies and short attention spans and things like that. So I get it, but in my mind, what I saw was like the God, I forget what they're called, but the chorus ladies that are dancing on like the clay pots and stuff like that, that help tell the narrative.
The sirens?
No, I don't think it was.
Muses?
It sirens?
So.
Muses. I think that's what it was. The muses. All I could see is them doing TikTok dances, and it was just this god awful, atrocious thing in my brain.
Like, some of it could work. I can see that, because I mean, it is a Disney film in the end. but because it's live action, it makes it sound like it could get wonky.
Yeah.
And Hercules honestly has some really good moments, and it has one of my favorite villains.
Mhm.
In
Hades.
Hades, thank you. And obviously pain and suffering, or pain and pleasure, whatever,
Panic.
panic, thank you. Those two guys. And then obviously
I only
there's
know. Let me make something clear. I only know this because of Kingdom Hearts.
oh
I
yeah,
saw
I love
I
Kingdom
saw
Hearts.
Hercules like once or twice when it first came out. My sister loved all the Disney films. Again, I'm not a musical person, so I really didn't get into it. But I love me some Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, God, I love Hercules. It has some honestly it has some really good songs in there. Um Go the Distance actually I think is severely underrated as far as the song goes when it comes to ranking songs. Um like haven't like their live action movies in general haven't been very good.
No.
So their latest disaster was Pinocchio.
Yep.
And I have some hopes for the Little Mermaid. Because I will not be down on that until I see it. But what we've seen so far as like what Ariel's gonna look like and stuff, like I'm like, okay, like we're still on track. But as far as what they've done with other things, I think Jungle Book was pretty good. Beauty and the Beast I enjoyed, but
Jungle Book seems to be one most people agreed was good.
I might be biased with Beauty and the Beast because it is my favorite Disney movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Cinderella was okay actually. It just had a lot of Game of Thrones characters. Actors, sorry.
It had Helena Bonham Carter. It already had musical and Helena Bonham Carter. That was 2 strikes against the film.
And yeah, so I mean they gotta make money somehow. They don't have any more necessarily great original ideas down the line. So
I'm just glad that they there's a mention. I don't remember if it was this article or another one where they were talking about looking at the celebrity aspect of being a hero, and that makes you wonder again about the social media TikTok angle that they mention with looking at the celebrity of Herc. I mean, look, it's not for me. The chances of me actually watching it without some sort of monetary incentive is next to none. But I will always check out certain scenes when people, like I saw clips from the live action of Aladdin, and I was like,
that was trash.
I could see where it was trying,
The thing is,
but
with these are all classics, like beloved classics.
Yeah.
And so they take them and then they try to kind of modernize them a little bit, and somewhere along the way lose really what the magic that was the films, because you and I have talked before also that there's just some things that in live action you cannot do that you can do with animation.
Yeah.
And then also you have like iconic voices or moments that you don't recreate, and you kind of are left with thinking maybe you should have just named it something else entirely, and maybe it would have been easier to swallow. Aladdin's one of those, and I thought Will Smith did a great job as Genie, but no matter who played that role,
it wasn't going to be
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, no matter what.
Yeah. And then also I don't know what they were thinking, making Jafar that likable, but he was not the snarly, wicked, mustache twirling, goatee twirling, villain that we needed. Nah, he was like he was a punk.
Oh no, you mean they didn't do it? They didn't do it well in the
live action.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say that you're describing what he was in the cartoon.
Yeah. He nothing close to it. As a matter of fact, there's some of the Sultan's guards that were a lot more menacing looking than him, which made it really weird. Even my daughter years ago at the time noticed that it wasn't. and then like it already was a really strong film for Jasmine, and they tried to force feed you more of her as far as like look, women empowerment and everything. It's like, yeah, that's what it already is. Like we we don't need we don't you don't the like it's okay to send the message. It's not okay to shove a spoon down my throat. I will take the airplane. I will not take you jabbing me with the spoon.
You're not taking the shaft.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the tip.
And then Pinocchio was anyway, we can talk about all of them, about how they they're just not that good. And then but they're all resting on the success of the animation and that word that you love, nostalgia.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're ever going to attempt what they did with Lion King for things like
they're doing a Lion King like sequel now, which is even stupider.
I thought it's a prequel about Mufasa.
I don't care what it is. It might be a prequel. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a prequel about Mufasa.
But I was gonna say I wonder about it as far as like doing some of their other animal movies like Fox and the Hound.
Nah, I mean, like, let's be honest, they'll try. But they did do they did do Lady and the Tramp, which actually was pretty cool, pretty cute,
and used real trained animals. Yeah. Did they talk? I don't
remember.
Didn't see it.
That I saw that the night that Disney Plus premiered. So
it was like back in 2019. Oh God, that was back in 2019. That was 3 years ago.
Back in the day when we were all still happy.
before we had seen the Rise of Skywalker, before the dark times.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
On from something not so up our alley to something that it's least up Manny's alley. Sandman's season 2, dude, announced.
Yep.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
how you feel about that?
It's a great series, and it was a no duh that it was going to get renewed. I was just very curious as to would Netflix still have the rights to it because of all of the shape shifting and things going on over at Warner Brothers. I would have thought maybe that it would get, especially with the popularity, get pulled back to like. I mean, I don't understand, but they probably have like a contract and stuff that says that can't happen, but you never know. Weird things have happened, especially in the world of because hey, Pennyworth is now on HBO Max and Epix is still around. Well, it's not Pennyworth anymore. It's Pennyworth,
the rise of Batman's butler.
Jeez.
Or origins.
On that same note, since we're talking about DC, I did want to mention some of the points from yesterday's earnings call. With, CEO David Zaslav for Warner Brothers Discovery. Some of the things not good, man.
No, they have to increase their cuts from $3 billion to $3.5 billion.
Yep. And analysts were not very expectations were not met. They had expected a $10.36 billion announcement, and instead they got somewhere in the high nines, and at 9.82 as far as revenue, and shares fell, obviously.
And they missed revenue by 4.98%.
So yeah, I mean, but like, let's be honest, like, what really have they released besides Black Adam? And then they've had Don't Worry, Darling, which had so much controversy around it. The hype before of it, of everything that was going on behind the scenes, arguably was more interesting than the movie, which I haven't seen the movie yet, and I do want to watch it. Just one of those that kind of fell through when I was like super busy. They're saying that WB Discovery's valuation has actually been almost cut in half in the past year, according to Wall Street experts. So yeah, it's rough. But in all of that mess, we did learn a few things about what's going to happen. The merged streaming service is actually not going to be in the summer, but in spring now of next year. I wonder why. Probably because they need money, and I guarantee you that HBO Max brings in a whole lot more money than Discovery Plus. So I think they're gonna. He really needs kind of HBO to raise the price. He really needs the content from HBO Max to kind of put them over a little bit.
I'm sorry, I'm fighting with the Financial Times here. Their website is being ridiculous. Not even like the paywall aspect, just the website was being ridiculous as people could see lights flashing.
Oh, that's fine. We don't need to go more to the financials.
No, there was a number that I had seen and I wanted to grab it, and because I didn't expect to actually talk about this today, and that's why I was trying to get in there, but it's not worth it. Subscriber count was down from what was expected. They had expected 2.8 million net addition, or they had expected 3.27 and ended up only getting 2.8. And a lot of people, look to when the troubles began and people unsubscribing, slow growth of resubscribers, and of course this is from quarter 3, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was this quarter 3 or quarter 2?
Third quarter.
Yeah, quarter 3. So there's going to be a lot of stuff like from House of the Dragon that's not going to be a part of this quite yet. But it is just it's a sign that streaming is not the money maker that people had thought and hoped, because HBO Max was one of the strongest when it came out to streaming, and it was because of the amount of content that they were putting on there. Well, again, that content costs money, and seeing the earlier release of the joint service, in my mind, is, one, it helps in the restructuring, because you get to combine development and maintenance teams, you get to combine customer service and support, finance support, like all of that cuts down on redundancy of having multiple services, which is why I do think one day we will see Hulu fold into Disney Plus proper. I really do.
Probably not.
No, because of money. I do one day.
Hulu's actually very strong on its own, even before Disney Plus, and I think that they do need to continue to differentiate adult content from.
You've got Deadpool on Disney Plus.
I don't think it'll happen. I disagree with you full-heartedly.
I mean, it makes sense from a developer point alone, from people that maintain the apps and maintain the service to them, service to the hardware even. Although it is a cost-cutting measure that is very easy to make. It is one that is incredibly easy to just say, hey, we're merging this stuff to get. And to the devs out there screaming about code and stuff, I got that. Writing it is more difficult, but the actual act of that's an easy thing to find to cut money. But it's going to add workload, because both services have the amount of people they have to work at the level that they work, and when you combine them, you're going to want to cut some of that down. But there are growing pains. But anyways.
Anyway, I disagree full-heartedly. But back to Warner Brothers. He's full-heartedly defended also the company's decision to remove shows and movies from HBO Max. He told investors things like Bonanza aren't doing anything to gain HBO Max any viewers, which I honestly agree. People who say they took off all our favorite animation shows would think differently. But there's not enough, I think, people of a market out there for to say that What it sounded like he was saying is he doesn't necessarily care about the existing subscribers. He needs new ones.
Well, yeah,
that's kind of how I took it, because I mean, there was a lot, and is it a small sample size, because Twitter's not your entire. We've learned that. You and I have talked about Twitter's not.
There's 7 billion people, 7.8 billion whatever people on Earth. There are 500 million-ish, if I'm not mistaken, in the North American, Mexico, US, and Canada market. Even something having 1 million likes and hearts and whatever on Twitter is jack shit.
Yeah.
10 million is jack shit.
Not good. So, it's just the wrong sample size. So I can't. It might be like 7 people who are really clamoring for these shows. But hey, whatever. If it's working, they've already cut quite a bit and saved quite a bit of money, and they're going to continue to do so. Which brings me to the next point, is that they're going to continue to cut shows that are pretty much unwatched on HBO Max and kind of just sitting there, and they're going to start shifting their focus on something you love, which is franchises. Harry Potter, to be for example, they're going to continue
if she'll agree to it, and that's going to make a whole bunch of people upset. And
they're still going to watch it. Do not give me that crap, because you and I have talked about people that protest or cancel people only when it's convenient to them.
Only when it's convenient.
Do you remember? And I'm gonna just kind of skim the surface of this, because you will fully dive into it, and I don't want you to. Do you remember when everyone found out that Starbucks was giving money to Donald Trump, and they were supposedly going to cancel or stop going to Starbucks, or like Chick-fil-A was doing the same thing, and they were not going to go to Chick-fil-A, and like
every 6 months people try to cancel Chick-fil-A because of their Christian owner donating their money that they earned by running Chick-fil-A to Christian or Republican groups. It's hilarious. I mean, welcome to the world of politics. People think differently than you.
So what I'm saying is, there is no if J.K. Rowling it writes a new movie, for example, all the Harry Potter fans are still going to go watch it. Do not give me that they're going to stand on their laurels of, oh, she's transphobic, which is not right, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. And they're still going to go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And they're going to find an excuse around it to say, oh, well, we're going because we're supporting everyone else who's in the movie. It's like, no, it's the same. It's dumb. So Lord of the Rings, apparently he threatened that they could still make Lord of the Rings movies. And I say threaten because I do not know if they can be on the same level as the ones before. And he also mentioned Sex in the City. Hey, ladies love Sex in the City, man, and some dudes
too. So. I remember when it was big. I didn't think the revitalization thing worked well, but I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. I mean, it's always been a. Go ahead.
No, it was another point.
Okay, I was just gonna say that it's been this way for a while, that it's easier to go back to the well than it is to create something new. But it's never there always tended to be someone out there doing something new, trying something new, trying something different. Even if it wasn't successful, at least it was different. It feels like we're barreling to where nothing will be different. We're just going to recycle the 1980s and the 1990s. I'm just wondering when they're going to go back to the 70s or 60s, and I don't think they will. We'll just have to start recycling the 2000s, and that's a scary thought.
No, but I think that HBO Max had really done a good job at blending those two things.
At one point,
and they really had the kind of the trust of the audience, I would say. And so they had a good thing going, and it would be kind of interesting to see kind of the lineup of shows that we're going to get now. But I mean, in January we do have The Last of Us coming up, which I'm so freaking excited for. The trailer looked really good. And we still have new things coming here and there. But one thing I wanted to mention that you and I had already said, because apparently we know things. He said that movies will continue to be released specifically in theaters because they do not do anything for streaming services, especially not bring in new subscribers. And to that, good sir, I say no duh.
No freaking duh to all of you out there. But my content, you gotta pay for it. And like the whole aspect of shows leaving, I mean, that's just another call for physical media. I mean, seriously, guys, they cannot take away your physical media that you've already purchased. You know what I'm saying? And but anyone shuts down or shuts down a digital subscription or a digital media service, anyone that changes contracts, deals, things that are bought and sold, I mean, it's not the internet is forever. You might not be able to access it legally forever. So get physical media.
That's why like Netflix makes me happy, because like they do have a lot of their stuff on physical media.
You can go buy Stranger Things on disc right now.
You can go get Cobra Kai. You can go, and popular shows like that, which is cool to have. To this day, I shake my head and my fist at Disney for not allowing me to have, like Loki, for example.
Yeah.
On Blu-ray or even WandaVision. Like, that'd be such a cool box to have. And so, and screw you, Disney, if in like at the end of this phase, you're like, we have a whole box set and that's the only way to get it. So, or that you have to like go to Disney World and go to some underworld cabin and pay an extra $300, and then in there's one store where you can buy one copy. They'll probably do something stupid like that, but people are like, bet, okay, and go get it.
We need to see the theatrical releases of the original trilogy again. So
all in all, like, was this a great call? No, it was never going to be a great call. Hell, it probably won't be a great call
for a couple more.
Yeah, but everything's moving in the right direction. Like, I
business wise, I think they're still in choppy waters, but they're trying, and
they're trying, and they're getting there, because obviously part of it is getting that streaming service up is a huge deal. Having organized DC, huge deal. Having made the billions of cuts that they've made, huge deal.
Manny, hold 1 second. Sorry, what were you saying? Are you muted?
Saying that
okay.
No, they've made very, very huge steps in because they didn't jump at they didn't I would say they didn't bend on their morals as far as replacing somebody, or for DC in particular. I think they made sure they had the right guys, and I think they got the right guys. And they didn't get one guy. They got a duo that can split the role. So I think that's good. And then let's be real, like focusing on franchises is going to be kind of the way to get going, because
Yeah.
you're gonna go want to watch it. But I think that it's, we're gonna get more Mortal Kombat, we're gonna get more Dune, we're gonna get more, obviously, DC stuff,
Godzilla.
which is already set. Yeah, Godzilla. More. So it's like it's going, and given the game of hot potato that they've played with WB in the past decade, it just seems to be a little bit more of a responsible hand. Like it's okay to tell your kid that they can't have the cookie at some time.
Yeah, it's been shocking to learn just how bad things were at Warner Brothers, Warner Media, before the sale to Discovery. It's tired of having to just walking back and forth. The orange one has appeared.
Aww, it's the one that scratched Samuel Jackson's eye out.
Keone is a sweetheart. She is ridiculously noisy. She talks a lot. What was I gonna say? Oh, just how bad things were at Warner Brothers. Like I don't think we knew how everything seemed rogue. Green light this, green light that. We knew that certain projects had issues, but it always seemed to be around the creative side of those issues, not necessarily money. It's going to be interesting to see how things shake up for all of the other services, everyone else that is, really bought into the whole streaming aspect of the pandemic days. I don't know.
Also, one shimmer of light, and I say this with very the grain of salt, because it could all change. He did say that Shazam: Fury of the Gods, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Flash, and Blue Beetle are all still scheduled for 2023.
Good
So,
to hear about Blue Beetle still being on the
apparently
list.
I've heard that that's screened already with like test audiences, and that it's really good.
That's awesome. I hope it's a freaking home run.
I will say that I wonder, that makes me really wonder about
how bad Batgirl really was.
Because some people close to the project say it was good and whatever, and they're gonna be kind of biased. But I've heard from other places that it wasn't received very well by anyone. But hey, whatever, that's he says, she says, and who really knows?
We will never know.
Yeah, I still am sad because I love Brendan Fraser, and I think that it could have been cool regardless, but whatever. And I am excited to see either the mess or the masterpiece that is The Flash. The last movie that I can remember that had this much up and down, and it didn't have this much negative controversy, though. I remember when Ant-Man was going to come out. Yeah, and that movie was a big old hot potato.
Yeah,
but it
a lot
didn't
of people
have
upset with Edgar Wright and him leaving, and I remember when they were going to make it animated.
Yes. So I wonder if this is gonna be a similar thing. But yeah, Blue Beetle is probably the one I'm kind of low key more excited about.
Yeah, I mean, we both like Zolo, so
yep. I got to meet him a couple of times, and cool cat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this Friday. Let us know what you thought of our topics in the comments below. How you feel about Hercules? Is it one of your childhood favorite Disney movies? And then Warner's their difficult situation, because even though they're doing the right thing business wise, man, it is not necessarily easy. So
I mean, you got to do your homework, man, before you can go out and play. And the problem is that the person before them left a whole lot of late work that they had to catch up on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys can hear more about stories like this and more celebrity interviews, reviews, leaks, rumors, all go up at lrmonline.com, where you can also access the write-ups for all of our podcasts, like the Daily COG, Breaking Geek Radio, Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, the Cantina Anime-Versal Reviews, a couple of seasonal shows that we also do whenever there's a show with that going on for that. All of those go up on our YouTube channel. Thank you to all 983 subscribers as of right now. Truly do appreciate it. You're gonna get us to 1,000 before Christmas, so thank you very much. We also have the AVR Squared anime reactions and genre shot trailer reactions that go up on the YouTube channel, so there are reasons to look at our ugly mugs. Plus we do have Jonesy, handsome dude, and my wife, who I think is very, very beautiful. Of course, I have to legally say that. She's gorgeous. Anyways, give us a subscribe there. Leave some reviews, thumbs up and down. If you give us the down, or let us know what's up. If it's our opinions, that's cool. If it's something that we can try to do better, we would love to do so. Manny, got anything you want to put out? Social media or anything?
Yeah, on Twitter at Manny Gomez Media, on Instagram at riddlemeters_510.
Follow at that Kyle Malone on Twitter at your own risk. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.